Okay, loading into game 2 in the best of 5 finals for Discount Team House Season 4 tournament between Team BBZ on the blue side and Team ATZ on the red side. Game 1 taken by Team ATZ, so they are leading the series 1-0. A bit of a switch up we can see from both sides. In terms of compositions, we have a much more passive bot lane in the Sivir this time around. The Pyke is going to be able to roam quite a bit thanks to having a Sivir. And the Caitlyn is going to be picked by Crazy Mr. BC this time on the blue side. We also have Zed, which is a pretty off-meta pick right now in the mid lane. And of course, the AP jungler with Fiddlesticks. And a Shaco coming in from Unknown. Urgot into Mundo. Shouldn't be anything too exciting early on. But this mid matchup is definitely going to be a skill matchup between Ahri and Zed. So we'll have to see how much pressure Kenos puts on the Zed before level 3. Already, bot side, no leash, playing just safe, making sure no crazy shenanigans. We know that in game 1 that Drowsy was caught out by the Morgana Q, taking a lot of free damage from the first strike. Tyler, Crazy Mr. BC also going for first strike this time around as well. A lot harder to get first strike off when Sivir has the Ricochet. Doesn't even need to land the Q Boomerang, just the Ricochet alone will proc the first damage, so can be a little bit hard, but of course, Caitlyn range is pretty solid. So far, both junglers going to do full clears from the top side of the map. Keno hitting level 2 first. He's going to aggressively walk forward. Choosing to go W instead of Charm second will be guaranteed damage and does get the electrocute off, so now CJ is going to be half health. Mr. Zuvu doing what he can to try to deny Chevy Man even experience range. This is definitely the matchup, or the way you want to play this matchup when you do have that range. But of course, Mundo Q's early does hurt quite a bit, so needs to be careful not to take too much of those. Keno continuing to take really good trades in the mid lane. Gundle looking for a Q angle there, does get the W off first, but isn't going to do anything about it. Let's back away. Looks like ATZ's bot lane trying their best to try to crash this wave and get the reset. Mr. Zufu expending a lot of his mana. Okay, the Q from both supports are going to land a big chunk of damage onto X Bryson, but he is going to get away with Ignite ticking. He's going to wait to consume his gray health after the Ignite has worn off. But overall, it looks like ATC's bot lane came out on top with that trade, despite Morgana landing that Q. And Ignite was held by Bryson, so perhaps a kill angle here. No, nothing's going to happen just yet. Another charge, nothing. Oh, that was actually pretty close. Crazy Mr. BC definitely could have been hooked there if he stepped forward a little to the right. Both junglers, once again, going for that full clear. Nothing too exciting yet. They are going to end up meeting in the middle here. Bryson looking for an angle here. He's going to take a lot of damage. Headshot into the E, and then immediately Morgana Q is thrown down on top of another headshot. And that is going to give him vision, and so he's going to get caught out this time around. Drowsy needs to try to get away from Big Palm, who did try to chase out the last Q. Is it going to land? Did have that spell shield ready, but it wasn't needed because it's just barely out of range. So a successful gank despite Big Palm not taking part in the actual kill. A nice follow-up. They could have probably killed the Sivir, perhaps if they had used Flash, but both bot laners actually held their Flash, so definitely a mistake there. But First Blood does go over to Caitlyn, so Crazy Mr. BC definitely going to be pretty happy about that one. And Shaco continues to do some full clears. Obviously not too much gankable lanes at the moment. Zed is always going to get pushed into his tower. Of course, top is a possibility, but Shaco did start top half of the map, so pathing that direction is going to take him a little bit of time. He did get to his camps a little earlier than Big Palm, though, because Big Palm did gank bot lane, so he's going to reach the top side scuttle first. Now, he is on... Oh, no, that's the red side ward. But he is going to run into Big Palm here. Does not throw down the pink ward. There is going to be a bit of a skirmish up here. But the crab already has been taken. Mundo is walking down as well. Ahri moving up. There might be a bit of a skirmish here. Ahri's going to first catch Big Palm, but who caught who? Keno has to flash away, but it's going to die to the Ignite of CJ. But CJ is going to go down as well. But Mundo has popped the ghost, and now the chase is on. It can't get away from this. Urgot is also coming down, but it's a bit too late for this. Now it's a 2 versus 1. I don't think Mr. Zufu can win this fight. He's too early with no items. Isn't going to get popped by that... the trap because the pink ward was showing it, but didn't matter. And a triple kill for Unknown this early on is going to be absolutely massive, especially when it's AD Shaco. Now, with Grub spawning in just under 20 seconds, X Bryson has already moved his way up to try to get some early vision to get here, but his jungler is actually kind of far away, so I think a bit of a miscommunication here. Pyke, of course, was waiting for that timer to get there early, but because he's off of a fresh buy, he's actually just going to choose to finish the bot half clear. And perhaps he can make something happen in the middle. It doesn't look like he is going to. Just going to tack some EXP and walk on down to bot lane. In the meantime, of course, Drowsy is getting pushed away in this 2 versus 1 scenario and is going to level up to level 5 as well. And we'll be happy to farm under turret quite safe. Sivir, obviously, really safe champion, can wave clear well, has a get out of jail free card, so nothing's gonna happen there. Both mid laners has hit level 6. This is usually when fireworks start happening. Oh, both shurikens are gonna land. That's pretty huge. The electrocute does pop. We'll have to see if CJ decides to go aggressive here. I'm not sure if he will. He's gonna want to try to bait out some of the abilities. The abilities are out. He can have an angle here, but Shaco is sort of... Okay, the charm is definitely down, so this is where he's gonna go in immediately. Keno gonna pop his own ultimate. Does pop the death mark as well as electrocute, but it's not gonna be enough damage, so he's gonna survive that. Usually Zed plays around ignite timer for that all in, but he did not have it, and of course at level 6 he does want to look for something aggressive. Now ATZ is gonna look for a dragon here. Morgana and Fiddlesticks are nearby. Morgana throws down the W, so Unknown's gonna take some chip damage. While mid lane, neither side looking to... Oh, a nice shadow dodge and flash forward. Is he going to be able to pick up this kill? One more Q auto should do it, and yes, he does get it. However, Team ATZ does end up getting that dragon. And it looks like Big Palm actually did not want to contest that dragon. Of course, level 5 did not want to try to steal that. He didn't have flash either, but Morgana was still in the area trying to throw down some poke damage, but it's not going to matter too much. Now, Keno does have the teleport advantage, so he is going to be able to catch this wave. So nothing too much lost there for Team ATZ. Now this is where Unknown is going to start up the grubbies. Big Palm is nearby, but hasn't finished his blue buff quite yet and is not level 6. Let's see if he does hit after this blue buff. Yes, he will. Keno is helping out. One has already gone down. Is Big Palm going to look for the Caw engage here? Urgot is here, but pretty low himself. And of course, X Bryson has roamed up here as well, so they're definitely just going to give up the first 3. A clean take for Team ATZ. Meanwhile, once again, there simply is not any kill pressure coming in from Team BBZ. They need to either send the Morgana on a roam as well and get something done, or look for an all-in pick with like a flash forward Morgana R or something. They can't just let Sivir get solo EXP like this without punishing him, but so far, they are happy to just farm and push in the wave. They really should be farming plates as well. That is the strength of this long-range duo of Caitlyn and Morgana. Q's going to go wide. Sivir going to do what he can to try to clear this wave. Does get the cannon there. So not missing out on too much now. Keno is going to roam bot lane, but he has been spotted by a ward. And he's going to dash actually right into a Morgana Q. And the charm is going to get negated by that black shield. Caitlyn ultimate is not going to be enough damage. Just a little bit of fade away to make sure Keno has a hard time getting back to this turret, because if he does go at this health, Zed is immediately going to pop him. Keno is greeting this a little bit. CJ, is he going to look for the angle? Yes, he shadows in, takes some turret aggro, but immediately drops it and dodges the charm at the same time. He is going to pick up a kill. However, he does get traded back. Too many turret shots taken. So nicely done by Keno, saving what was a pretty bad situation, and this wave isn't going to cleanly crash, so he should be able to come back and take some farm without losing too much. On the other side of the map, Drowsy is going to get the first plate. Solo gold taken over here. And so the next objective is going to be Dragon and Grubby spawning around the same time at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So we'll have to see what side Team BBZ really prioritize. They are behind in Dragons and Grubs. So are they going to give up 6 Grubs, or are they going to try to stop the bleeding of the Dragons? Looks like BBZ's Big Palm had a little bit of a disconnect there, but he is back. Mundo gonna spend his teleport, get back to lane. It's really nice to see that Chevy Man is not too behind in farm this game. He did struggle quite a bit on Ornn in a bad matchup in game 1, but this game he's keeping right on par, and of course he is up 2 assists compared to the 1 death of Urgot. Of course, Urgot did go Cole, so it is more of a economic strategy. However, Cole does have a nice interaction with Urgot's legs, where he gets a lot of healing from it. Very popular first item. And now, Big Palm is in the area, level 7. Are they going to try to bait out this ultimate? Shaco is nearby, of course, is taking the crab, but it looks like they don't know that Fiddle is here. Morgana's going to get queued back and takes some poke from Sivir as well. This is a pretty long commitment. Shaco is in the area, and it's actually going to come in from behind. Which side is going to pull the trigger first? Sivir has used her ultimate and immediately going to get attacked by Big Palm. The stun is going to land. Are they going to be able to get away? In the meantime, mid lane, ult for ult fight. Electrocutes going off on both sides. However, Keno will survive now. Now Shaco should be able to get the execute here. Pops the Yomas. Is he going to have enough damage? Ignite and Shiv will be enough. And of course, ATZ's bot lane both survive. So despite Big Palm coming in with a really nice surprise engage while Shaco has decided to go elsewhere, thanks to the Sivir ultimate as well as nice stun from X Bryson, they are able to survive and get away. They do have to be careful a little bit here. Fiddle is still nearby, so they can't really overchase it. They should be just happy to take the farm under turret. Speaking of farm, we can see that Unknown is utilizing this opportunity to clear his enemy's jungle in the top side, so continues to spread the CS lead well over 20 now. Mundo has taken the lead as well. Ahri with a significant lead on Zed. Zed really needs to make something happen other than looking for solo kills in the mid lane. Zed's power, of course, is in the roam. And of course, Ahri can follow just fine, but you're just going to get poked out a ton against Ahri and not going to be able to take much CS if Ahri plays it properly. So it needs to make gold happen elsewhere. ADC is pretty much dead even in farm. Of course, the support X Bryson does have a small lead with the relics there. Now Zed is going to look for Unknown here. He's going to throw down, jump right in, has not used his death mark. It's not off of cooldown just yet. He does have it now. It's getting hit by the clone. The ignite from X Bryson. He's going to use his ultimate just to drop some aggro and get away. The Morgana Q is going to land onto the clone, so it's not necessarily the target they want. And the whole team is pretty much here. It's a 4 versus 4. Drowsy's going to use this opportunity to crash one more wave. Does not get that last tick of the turret, however, so it's a little bit unfortunate. Crazy Mr. BC with the chase is not going to use the ultimate. But nothing really happened after that 4 versus 4 scenario in the top side. Of course, now with Grubs up, it's going to be the Dragon that ATZ go for. Put themselves at a 2-0 lead. They are happy to drop the 3 Grubs in favor of the Dragon. Now, it doesn't look like Big Palm has started it up just yet. And with the Herald spawning in 30 seconds, if they don't hurry up, it's actually just going to die. And no Grubs for Team Blue at all. And it looks like that is what's going to happen. He's actually going to look for a possible gank at the top lane. He has pinged it out. Mundo walking forward is going to get attacked and immediately ulted by Fiddlesticks. They are going to chase him down. Mundo ultimate Pock, but the Urgot ultimate execute is going to be enough. A nice gank. Finally something paying off for Big Palm's Crow Storm. First 2, of course, not having resulted in much. And so Mundo finally, with a death on the board, however, he has been playing very well up till this point and has completed the Heartsteel. So this is where he can start to really get a lot of value from that item. And Keno gonna get jumped on in, has to flash away, ignite and ultimate are ticking. Is it gonna be enough? He does survive once again. Keno has been cheating death quite a bit against the Zed, but now, is he gonna greed? No, he has teleport. He knows he can get back in time. Get back to lane. Now Unknown's gonna chase down onto CJ. The slow did land, but is not able to chase down once the shadow has been used. And looks like Caitlyn might actually start covering mid lane, and a lane swap is already happening. Both supports are the ones that are farming in the bot lane. So at this point, the game plan for Team BBZ should definitely be to shut down the Shaco once and feed that shutdown gold over to Zed so that he can get back in this game. Now it's going to be a 2 versus 2 scenario, or 2 versus 1 rather. Oh, and the last Kraken proc is not going to be enough, and definitely if Sivir went for one more auto there, she would have died to the turret. So good trigger discipline from Drowsy, but it is unfortunate that they weren't able to get a 2 versus 1 kill. Morgana actually had ignite as well. Very close, and now Zed is going to immediately jump onto Drowsy, and he's actually going to try to finish off Bryson instead, and Drowsy knows that it's got to be one or the other, and he lets the support die. Knows that there's nothing they could do about that. His barrier was down. However, Keno is able to show up in the bot lane and clean up. He's going to try to chase down onto Big Palm. It's a 2 versus 2 situation. Sivir is nearby, but can't really get involved. Top lane, there was a bit of a skirmish, but nothing really came out of it. And now he's going to have to be careful. Yes, Tyler, Crazy Mr. BC does flash forward with the headshot proc right onto Drowsy's head. And going to pick up a nice kill there. And of course, Drowsy did not use his spell shield to block that headshot bonus damage, which he definitely could have. So slow reaction there is going to punish him. Top side, Mundo is going to go right on into Mr. Zufu. Is this going to be a solo kill with his ultimate pot? Q goes wide, but is going to be able to pick it up. Of course, on the bottom half of the map, Unknown was able to get a solo kill onto Big Bomb. Now he's looking for Caitlyn. Behind him, backstab damage with the Ignite. Is it going to be enough? He's now running away. Zed's going to pop ultimate, so he will die. And Caitlyn actually ends up surviving with just 20 HP. So there was a good plan there. Definitely maximized his damage with the backstab, with the Ignite. But unfortunately, as I had mentioned earlier, the shutdown is going to go over to Zed. And that might just be the goal that CJ needed to get back into this game, especially with this red buff. Drowsy's going to need to be careful not to get all in here. Both summoners almost up for CJ, of course. Now, 8 kills, dead even, 27,000 gold for both sides as well. Pretty much a dead even game, other than, of course, the Grubs and the Dragon lead for Team ATZ. So, is BBZ going to be able to pick up this momentum that they have and try to make something happen? Now, it looks like Ari and the bot lane of ATZ are going to try to make something happen on the bot lane here. Immediately, 2 procs of the ultimate, but the Black Shield does wear off now. 2-man ultimate coming in from Gundle, but the charm is going to land onto Caitlyn. Nicely finished off by X-Bryce, and a chunk of change over to Team ATZ, and now that's going to put them in the driver's seat. With Dragon spawning in just under 50 seconds, are they going to make anything happen out of it? Unknown has cut out CJ. Ultimate popped. Keno's Q is not going to land, but does have the charm. Oh, barely just misses. Big Palm is here. Is he going to channel the ultimate? He's holding it for quite a while. He does end up using it, and is going to chase away 2 of the members, and the Fear has landed as well. On the other side of the map, Drowsy did get a solo kill onto the Morgana. And Mr. Zufu's ultimate did not land, and he's going to get picked up by Chevy Man. These roams from Dr. Mundo has been absolutely clutch in this series. And the Ghost, of course, and the ultimate, making him so sticky, just chasing down whoever he pleases. Keno going to get Caitlyn ultimate, but not going to be enough damage. A cute little attempt at the E backwards into Q, but the range was simply not there. So a lot of action in the last 2 minutes. However, as we can see on the scoreboard, BBZ are slowly falling behind from really bad fights. And this Mundo, relentless, gonna chase down Big Palm, and you can't run from Shaco that's that fed. Bryson's looking for a bit of a play here. Oh, that was actually really close. He could have gone down, but ends up surviving. Now Shaco has found CJ. The Ignite is ticking, so there's vision on him. And the chase down is there. And actually, CJ is not playing. He uses both his flash and his ultimate to secure the kill. Probably a little bit of a waste on the flash there, but was not willing to risk Shaco going in Viz in a couple of seconds. So perhaps it was the right play. Either way, another kill picked up by CJ. He is definitely at a strong 2-item spike here. Has eclipsed, no pun intended, this Ari in terms of the items. Now, Sivir is really, really deep, but the Fiddle R is going to go nowhere now. Drowsy, he's going to try to kite this out. There's no flash or ultimate from CJ. He's going to get hit by both boomerang hits, but is eventually going to get taken down by the Avengers showing up at the last second. Bryson needs to be careful not to get caught out. There's nothing here to be done. But a 1-for-1 trade. Drowsy definitely going to be happy about that. Of course, Zed without flash, ult, nothing. Pretty much a useless champion. What can he do trying to chase down an AD carry? So kind of a questionable chase down there from CJ. But either way, this is going to be a 1-for-1 trade, and it will prompt ATZ to start up this dragon. Now the rest of Team BBZ is here. Gundle is half health, and Big Palm does not have flash, or it does not have ultimate, so I'm not sure if they can do anything. And X Bryson is making sure that he has some clear vision on them. There is a ward in the pit, Gundle thought about using that portal, but decides against it, and I think they should just back away. CJ's on a ward here. Gonna get pulled slightly by X Bryson, but it does not matter. This will put them on Hextech Soul Point for the rest of the game. A really, really strong soul for this kind of composition with like Sivir. And of course, even procced by Shaco could be really annoying, because with that slow, he's gonna get so many backstab procs with his autos just chasing down. So overall, BBZ definitely starting to fall behind. And here comes the Crow Storm, immediately gonna pop the Ahri. And kind of Bryson caught out on the other side, Drowsy having to fight. But is he gonna survive? No, the pop is gonna be enough. The heal popped just to keep CJ alive. Mundo is very strong. Is he gonna continue to chase? No. And a double kill from CJ. So Ahri getting caught out a bit there by the Crow Storm. The instant CC was not able to react to it. Did have ultimate and flash and everything, but just could not do anything. Sivir getting absolutely run down by this very fed Zed now. And although his teammates tried to protect, it was a little bit unfortunate that Bryson was kind of off to his own. Pyke, of course, needs to be with his team so that he is the finisher to get those resets, but it was kind of deep a little bit there, so it did not end up working out. ADC ends up going down, mid ended up going down. Now, Unknown's actually going to pop the Rift Herald here. He's going to drive it straight into this bot lane turret. And it's going to be a Baron trade on the other side of the map, and the teleport comes in from Keno. This is going to be a bit of a base race. They're going to get a lot of damage here from the second hit. And on the other side of the map, the Baron has been called off, and BBZ is reacting a little bit late. It's going to get a third hit. So much value, and of course, with all the grubs that they were able to get this game, that's going to be... Oh my goodness, and they get out just like that with the portals. And this time, it's actually going to be ATZ who makes the Baron call. They're going to try to finish this down. And the rest of BBZ are now in the base. They're reacting so slow to everything. They are getting absolutely out-macroed here. The jungler is arriving as well. And Big Palm and CJ are here, but they are spotted by a ward. The ATZ know exactly where they are. About 20% left for this Baron. And now Big Palm is going to get caught out. He's going to try to heal what he can, but Bryson's going to execute. And Keno does get caught out a little bit, gets some damage on him, but it does not going to matter. Baron is going to end up going down. BBZ are not here in time. Caitlyn giving up on it and is going to go bot lane to try to get some farm. But a huge swing and an absolutely amazing call to go for the Herald bot lane with the teleport. That was absolutely clutch coming in from Unknown and Keno. So with all of the objectives going down suddenly in a short period of time, the gold lead has extended quite a bit of about 4,500 gold in favor of ATZ. I'm not sure what has been going on this game, but Ahri is taking so long to complete the second. Oh my goodness, the flash over the wall, but he did it a little bit too late, and it's gonna actually, is it gonna matter? He's gonna get absolutely popped by the Ahri. So kind of a big brain play had he dodged this Mr. Zufu's spear, but ends up getting impaled, and so Urgot able to avenge his mid laner there, but Zed going in a little deep there, going on a magical journey across the wall, following the Pyke into Ahri's charm. So 1-for-1 trade, nothing too crazy going on here. Mid laner for support's not a bad trade at all. Now, Drow's gonna pop ultimate. They're gonna chase right onto Mr. Zufu, and here comes the Crow Storm, and immediately gonna blow up Unknown. However, the rest of the team is here. Keno absolutely going on a rampage. Double kill for Sivir. And so Zed has arrived. Is he gonna be able to clear this wave in time? He does have ultimate in a few seconds here. Gundle has arrived as well. Keno's ultimate is going to expire, so he's going to just spend it there. And Mundo is pushing top. They have the Baron wave mid, and the bot lane's going to naturally push. So this is a really dire situation for Team BBZ. They need to force some sort of pick onto one person, just like this. Going to go immediately onto Drowsy. The spell shield's there, flash away, and a fadeaway Q is going to do the job. You can tell that CJ was desperate to make something happen there, but again, Sivir is such a defensive champion. Didn't even need barrier for that exchange. And now the teleport's going to come in the bot lane. It's going to buy time for that turret. Chevy Man going to take down one turret in a 2-versus-1 situation on this side of the map. They are not engaging, so it's going to be Mundo in a 3-versus-4-versus-1 situation very soon, but he's so very tanky. Is he going to be able to get one more? No, he does not. The healing is good from Big Palm, so a shutdown goes over to Crazy Mr. BC, but this will open up the window for Drowsy and X Bryson to take down that mid lane tier 3 turret. And with the inhibitor spawning very soon for bot lane, this free pressure is going to go away very soon. Of course, the mid lane inhibitor was not taken down. However, this does mean that Team ATZ is going to have priority over this dragon area. Unknown is on his way. However, the rest of BBZ is here as well, so it's actually going to be a team fight before dragon probably. BBZ does not want to get caught out here. They need to be very careful. They don't know where the rest of Team ATZ is. And Ari's actually going to go for a base trade. Oh my goodness, he's going to TP right onto a Caitlyn trap. That was definitely an int play. But they know now that Caitlyn is not there. Actually, a huge steal coming in from Big Palm. Everyone's going to get popped. And CJ does finish off the Pike. And an absolute disaster suddenly for Team ATZ. They are still in the driver's seat. They are still in the lead, but from that very overly ambitious Ari teleport into the huge Crow Storm from Big Palm. A nice swing, definitely in their favor. So ATZ definitely need to take a step back. They needed to take a breather. They need to assess the situation. They do need to start respecting this Fiddlesticks. Yes, Fiddlesticks was behind, but he has 2 core items, and as soon as he picks up that Seeker's arm guard, he's going to absolutely tear through the back line while dealing as much damage as he possible and buy some time. Shaco, of course, is kind of not a traditional champion, so he has to look for a kind of an aggressive pick, perhaps, to turn this fight into a 5 versus 4, but in a straight-up team fight, 5 versus 5, they do need to respect this Team BBZ's composition. Caitlyn continuing to be on lane clear duty. This is going to be the last wave he has to worry about. Now, Mr. Zufu a bit caught out, but the rest of his team is here. He's going to turn around onto Chevy Man. Chevy Man cannot be stopped by the Morgana Q. Ultimate's going to give him the regen and the movement speed to walk away. On the other half of the map, Ari and Shaco possibly looking for a pick onto Caitlyn here. Caitlyn needs to be very careful. He's going to get a headshot onto the clone, so the clone is down. Unknown gonna get kind of low there. Okay, Bryson is gonna try to cancel a recall. Morgana ends up getting home, but they are gonna be able to pick up Mr. Zufu. Mr. Zufu does trade back 1 onto Bryson, however. So it's gonna be a 1-for-1 on the other half of the map. They are gonna pressure the mid lane. Keno needs to be careful. Does have the ultimate, but is half health. Needs to be careful that he doesn't just get one shot by this Zed. Mundo continuing to pressure this top lane. And they have 30 seconds to work with for Mr. Zufu to be up, and it looks like there's going to be a topside rotation. The rest of ATZ has decided to push out a wave and clear the jungle and reset here for Baron that will be spawning in 40 seconds. Pings are coming in. They're going to start the red buff and then head over there. And with this bot lane inhibitor freshly taken, they are going to have some time to work with here. And look at the masterclass vision coming in from the Shaco traps and the wards. They have complete control over this top half of the map. They should be able to play this around, looking for Fiddle and not getting surprised by his ultimate. Interestingly enough, CS is pretty much similar all over except for the massive difference in the jungle AD/CS difference in favor of Unknown. So he is an absolute monster. He is 1 item from being a 4-item powerhouse. And so now BBZ are looking to try to get some vision, walk up in this area, but ATZ have not started up Baron just yet. They are looking for a pick. Perhaps the charm's going to land. No, they know Ari's in there now, and they're going to start up the Baron. How is BBZ going to respond? There's nothing else to take on the map, and Mundo is pretty much zoning them off. And it looks like they're actually just going to give up. They know they can't get inside. They are not going to go for some sort of Hail Mary play. They're going to try to play this slow, buy some time, continue to feed some farm over to Caitlyn, over to Urgot. But Urgot, he's not done yet. He wants to try to get something done, but he was on vision. Is he going to get chased down by this Mundo? The Q will not land, so he does buy some time. But now, CJ is spotted by a ward, and so he's going to lose his Edge of the Night. Mr. Zufu is actually stepping forward. Shaco has been binded, so it buys a lot of time. So Gundle saving a possible kill for his top laner. Now here comes the Baroned up push. Morgana certainly cannot stop this Mundo from pushing this. They're going to commit Big Palm topside as well on the other side of the map. Keno is going to finish off the mid lane inhibitor. If this top inhibitor goes down, it is pretty much game over. 3 inhibitors is pretty much impossible to come back from with the Baron. Zed gonna try to buy some time, but not before Bryson lands the stun before he goes down, so he did his team a favor. CJ's still alive, however. Big Palm has gone down, and a charm is going to land, and Keno's gonna go down to Urgot's spear, but that should be game. A triple kill coming in from Sivir, and game 2 will go in favor of Team ATZ.